Okay, insert artist here with insert project name here just moved this amount of units in his first week. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care, bruh, damn. But people care. They get so caught up, lost, and so invested into the numbers game. Like, how have we gotten to the point to where sales and these little numbers in the system heavily shape one's opinion and determine the value and how good a piece of music really is? Even more than the actual quality at times. What happened to just curating and enjoying good music? As to me, it's really just another number that comes with the album. Like, oh yeah, it sold this much this week, but it did pretty good in the future and it's still a pretty solid body of work, regardless of its numbers. You almost never hear that now. Nope. It's all about how much did you do this week? Or how many streams does this have? Views, plays, sales, before anything else. And it's always used as a person's main argument to say how good an album was, depending on how high it sold, or how bad it was, depending on how low it sold. How it performed, before anything else. As if it really affects them in any way. And like it's a fucking sport. Like, oh my, bro, I'm telling you, it's so tainted now. So strange. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even have to be saying this for real. It's just a number. And I get it. Everybody wants the accolades, fame, success, and all the recognition they can possibly get for their work. But bro, with there now being almost countless amount of ways that can be exploited and manipulated to affect the later outcome of an artist's numbers, sales, or success, that it's crazy to see it hold any sort of substantial weight, let alone to see it be such a heavy one. From weak promo, how hot you are in the moment, that one big song, or big name feature, or multiple goddamn compilation, label issues, leaks, stream bots, merch bundles, formerly, I think, the little TikTok jingles, the ever so changing ways throughout the generations that we can even consume music, and even dropping on Drake Week, like a dumbass. So it's like not only that, but it's like, bro, who cares? Just make some fire shit. My problem is when people start solely making their whole entire opinion, consensus, and judge an artist's work ethic, creativity, and base their whole artistry all merely based off a little academics or chart data tweet to say a body of work flopped, tanked, or is even worse compared to other projects in its first week. When there's so much time for an album to grow on people, progress throughout the years, start potentially building influence, and even get bigger numbers. So when I see when these artists get shamed, ridiculed, and people acting like, oh my god, what happened? You failure. When it don't sell 150,000 with a goddamn collab EP, it's like, damn. That's where my problem lies. Like for instance, with Quando Rondo, he recently sold 3,500 or 3K first week of his previous album, and recently sold 9K with Still Taking Risks. Two pretty solid bodies of work, but you could already guess the public's comments on that. No, not on how good or bad the project was and their take on it, but mostly shaming it for selling low, or supporting and questioning why it didn't sell as high, why it sold so low, as it's actually good. And really listening to it, it's nothing out of the ordinary or different from any mainstream stuff that sells 100K first week. And if anything, it's better. When bro, now that just isn't enough and almost has nothing to do with it. It's not just about how good it is, it's so much more that goes into it. A rollout, features, videos, really, a vibe, an aesthetic, a story even, a gimmick almost, etc, etc, etc. All things he didn't really have. And yeah, you know, things that most albums should do and have behind them to catapult them to the highest, most profitable, and successful it can be. And I do love and can appreciate that. But sometimes the reality is, niggas just don't got time for all that. The patience, attention span, the extra work, time, dollars to go and do that for every single project, single EP, tape, to get ads, playlist placements, features, billboards, and all that other crazy shit, and think that the average consumer is just gonna eat it up every time. It's a risk in and of itself. And plus, at times it don't even really be major releases, like with a debut or just full-length album in general, but just really be some loosies that they want to just feed their fans with real quick and to release on all platforms, where it's really important. Yes, with no lead up, no singles, no promo, but just to drop some. And back then I was guilty of not really listening to an album, seeing the first week sales, and having that have a huge impact on me for one even going to listen to the album, or even acknowledging how good it was. And we've all probably been that person. But now, I'm just starting to see through it. Who cares? Who cares that he sold this much? His team probably was doing all they could do to promote it. There was probably another artist on that label that was dropping of higher priority that they wanted to invest in and put all their marketing dollars in. And shit, the label probably didn't even know he was dropping themselves. Oh, Bruno Mars wants to drop a single? Cardi B wants to drop an album? Bad Baby. Okay, probably not at this point. Little Uzi Verse wants to drop a mixtape? Yeah, Quando, you and I never liked you. You anorexic the baby bitch. Like shit like that. It probably dropped on a Thursday. Probably got no playlist. And who knows, maybe he did drop on the same day as Drake. which we shouldn't make fun of because mental illness. Like, bro, there's so much that goes into this that even I might not be mentioning. That's my whole point. Who knows? And who cares? Let's just enjoy and appreciate good music. And eventually, it should all unfold. In prime example, Thugger. And I love to use Jeffrey as an example, as it proves it's key to this point because not too known, said, or almost completely forgotten by many. Back in his early days, per project, he was struggling to crack 20K first week on some of his now most acclaimed and praised mixtape, and arguably most influential bodies of work for this generation in the past 10 years. And no, it's not like he's gotten way better musically since, because bro, this is 2015, 2016 Thug. Blonde hair Thug. Need I remind you? I'm talking about the dress. I'm talking Rich Gang. When Birdman was ruining, I mean, all in the music video. Wait, hold on. I'm talking ho 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 big guy. The slime season. Nigga, Barter 6. Girl, me and check. Why'd you turn it up? A time that most rap fans consider to be a prime of it. Yeah, back when no one could understand him, but your favorite rapper wanted a feature, and now you'd be silly to say, you'd look drunk to say, to even think for a second that he ain't topping at least 80K with every single drop now. Roll out or not, he's always been the same old Thug. So what changed? I don't know. How about his label situation? Probably his overall popularity and influence amongst these kids that he had to accumulate throughout the years by putting in that work, building his catalog, his legacy, taking some losses, and bro, being an artist. This stigma has now changed. He is the GOAT, a godfather to many, and these labels would be goofy as hell to just see who he is and what he's done and not take it into account, just glancing over it. There's so many holes and a gray area within that topic. At this point, I have no care for it. There's nothing I can do with that number, and there's nothing we can do about it almost. Now I'm starting to see through it, and it doesn't affect me at all. Knowing what I know, seeing what I've seen, I finally came to terms with it and just accepted the music for what it is. And cause if we're going by the internet logic, if we're going by the numbers game, then not only was Thug flopping and making tunes back then, but Pierre flopped and dropped his worst project in 2019, T-Lop 4. You know, with him having a decent sized name and selling 9K first week. Ew, my nigga, that's it. And Uzi, I ain't gonna lie, he wasted his time with Love Is Rage 1 in 2015 as that bitch ain't even chart. So what does that tell you? Doesn't it say something to you? With Quando being associated with one of the, let's be real, top 5 if not top 7 rappers in the game in the past half decade.
No more baby.
Closing up shop. Signed with the deal, selling what he sold with some of his most heartfelt, most fine engineered music to date. On top of that, not too long ago, and in fact one album and one mixtape ago, selling way more first week. What does this say? And Drake damn near sells 500,000 with every single album he releases. And you already know where I'm about to go with that. So what does that say to you? It's unreliable, unsustainable, inconsistent, and to me, just a number. And then y'all wonder why songs don't last long. Songs aren't as good anymore. They don't hit like they did back then. When y'all aren't appreciating these works of art enough, and are just going based off of others' opinions and stats that aren't even really for you. Fans holding the artists up to these unrealistic standards and expectations. And you know, you always want to do decent, good numbers, but it should never be the main thing. I will admit it does show a lot. I mean, it clearly has an influence. I mean, it is some of their bread and butter, and that should somewhat be a factor, and it does play a part and reflect on how relevant and impactful an artist is at the moment, as if that really matters all the time, and if their album was a success commercially, or if it flopped. But to me, it's like, my nigga, does it sound good? Like And when you boil it down and look at the facts, it means so little at the same time. I still feel like the need for it, the demand, is unwarranted. And I feel like this topic is overlooked and is unaddressed, honestly. And to a certain point, somehow, I feel like I'm tripping making this video. No, it's not that stupid little phrase, men lie, women lie, they lie. Hey, yo, numbers can lie. They do. They can be manipulated. It's literally certain people's jobs to do that and make that happen. To fake numbers. It's all temporary. It's all for show. It should never be the main thing. At least to me. Don't be that guy, or try not to. But I would be lying to y'all if I said I wasn't like that before. Like the rest of the crowd, like I wasn't that guy before. It's something that you have to grow out of, I think. Cause you know, I always thought coming into this YouTube thing before that, I could do that. I'm way funnier than this guy. I'm way funnier than that guy. I could've did this video, but better. Shit's so damn fat. Is this nigga even human? I mean, oh God, that's a robot. My voice is cleaner than his. My My quality is so much more better, but what am I looking at? I would beat the He don't even talk! But you finna make me act up. And it was like, bro, the game ain't gonna know what hit him once I start my shit. Now I'm in this shit, and now look, comparing myself with this guy and that guy. Why is he more up than me when I had it all wrong? They all did the right thing, played their cards right. They all paid their dues. They were patient. They put in the time, did all the right things to get where they're at. And fans looking back on their work now, it's beyond just a channel for many. And plus, it doesn't hurt that the fact that these guys are actually consistent. I was also motivated and fascinated by the views, the likes, the tweets, the posts, the subs, the bread, the cheese, the chips, which I've learned doing that and forcing it, having these expectations and things you think you're owed will always hurt you in the end, setting you up for disappointment. It's not really about substance, talent, and raw energy, but making the right moves, capitalizing, and what you do with what you have. And these same people were probably just like me at one point. Broke. Is hell. And all those things I said may be true. My videos might be better. They are. No. But it's all about that focus, authenticity, and your work ethic. Things you just can't take away. And that many admire, wish they could have, and or respect. And now I ain't worried about the ones that aren't aware. Rather the ones who are and who actually give a fuck. And I'ma just keep going, as that's exactly what they probably did. It's once you find that peace, you'll be good. Once you get rid of that bitter nigga mindset, you start to realize that they're actually pretty cool, and you know, their content is actually pretty good, you know, and no. And yes, there just might be people out there thinking like, bitch nigga, just cause you listen to Young Iceman with 400 followers on SoundCloud, don't mean that your numbers don't matter. Matter of fact, your opinion don't matter. Oh, my mama is always the broke ass, ugly ass, dirty ass, weird nigga saying stupid shit like this. Okay, no. And in response to that, I say, nah, you gotta run me my face. Fight me, nigga. So yes, that number that we all see is at times a result of disintegrity, dishonesty, sacrifice, a lot of dick riding, and so much fuckery that we shouldn't even get involved in, bro. It just might be their label situation, or lack thereof. They might just have a little distribution deal going on. We don't know. We're not reading their contracts. We're not behind the Hello, good morning, sir. Would you like a cup of coffee? We are not corporate as much as this person or that person make it out to seem. We don't know completely as much as we speculate. Then we shouldn't care. The bankrolls is still coming in regardless. And plus, hey, who knows? With the internet and media nowadays, that same song that wasn't doing all that well when it first dropped in its first week, first day, that was just doing all right. That album that everyone doubted, it may eventually catch on and blow up. You never know. And we've seen it. I'm not saying anything special. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm not trying to big homie y'all. I'm just pointing out the obvious. At least I thought. You should trust the process. The most talented artist, the most fire content creator, the best creator in general is not always the most popular. Quantity doesn't equal quality. Yeah, we already know this. So why do y'all act like it does? In the end, all that matters is impact and what it accomplishes in the future, and if it's good, not only in its first week. It's the growth of a body of work. It's the point of music almost. At least I thought. So y'all, start listening to the music. Stop thinking like a bot. Grow up. Stop casually chugging a liter of alcohol on stream while talking about this. Stop screaming about how niggas falling off and shit. My nigga, chill. Rappers, start getting legal teams and or start reading these contracts so you know what you're getting into before it's too late. Stop being ignorant. And bro, it's all a process. Cause remember, Drake wasn't always the all-around fucking legend that he is today. Or even cute. Like, at all. And at one point, and what I would say with some of his best music, Youngboy wasn't getting Hot 100 placement. And at one point, Kanye wasn't even taken seriously. And bro, unfortunately, it's polluted in the air of the music industry as a whole now. And to all my niggas out there, all my artists, fellow content creators, or just anybody in anything you're trying to do, as long as you're living good, your fans are happy, your family, you good. Especially in this now hot potato, hot and cold in the moment ass game we play. When at this point you're lucky to be popping for over a year. 2 months. What does it matter? Just please the fans that are there. Just work on your craft. Try and make the best, most beautiful art possible. Live it up and let the rest be. let your fans do the work for you. And you never really know your impact, which can really hurt, leading you to thinking like the numbers are the only representation of that, but you never know. That's it. You never know who's listening or who's watching. You never know who you've really touched. And you never know what could happen. Wait. Am I going too far? I feel like I'm getting in too deep. I feel like I'm getting myself all worked up for nothing. Is this video kinda weird? Is it out of my league? Am I stepping out of bounds? Do we get it by now? Am I getting too economical? Can I even spell that shit? Maybe I should just stick to talking shit about summers and beating the shit out of Cash Dami or something. Maybe I'm too optimistic for this. Maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe I may never make it per se. Maybe I'll never be successful. You won't. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's not meant to be. I just want to talk about the things I enjoy, explain certain things that have happened, keep beating the shit out of Cash Dami, critique music, and enjoy this shit. But if this is what I have to talk about, if that's what I have to do, if that's what I have to live by, then fuck it. So be it. It's music, it's subjective. We should all enjoy what we want, no matter the price tag on it. We all have different tastes and interests for a reason. And in the end, it's like, who cares? Y'all do, I guess. Whatever. And don't forget to drink some water. Why am I stealing shit again?